The second choice now to not only win the West, but win the NBA title is the Houston Rockets, who trade for Kevin Durant this weekend. And obviously, and like we could talk about it if you want, the Rockets just slaughtered Phoenix in this trade. I mean, like Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and like the 10th overall pick for Kevin Durant, and 5 second-rounders for Kevin Durant. Like, come on. It's a great trade for the Houston Rockets. So, OKC plus 125, Houston at 5. This is West. Lakers and Wolves both at 9. The Nuggets at 10. Wemby and the Spurs at 14, Warriors 16, Mavs and Clippers both at 22. We'll roll through the West, we'll roll through the East, but let's talk Kevin Durant here and your thoughts on the Rockets now, and if you think the Rockets can be a legit challenger to the Thunder. Where are you at on the Rockets with Durant?
Yeah, this is a slam dunk trade for me, especially once it comes to playoff time. Like, this is definitely a slam dunk trade because this is the exact kind of guy that Houston was missing this postseason. Like, think back to how we talked about that Game 7, Houston and Golden State going into it. It's like, oh, here's Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler against children. If it's Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler against Kevin Durant, it's a little bit different. Maybe Golden State still wins, but at least it makes you pause a little bit of like,
who do you think would have won if the Rockets had Kevin Durant this year? I think the Rockets would have won.
That's what I'm saying. I think Houston actually would have won that game. I mean, the betting market would obviously be different. Like, Houston, I'm sure, would probably be favored. I mean, they were favored in the game earlier this year as well. Like, what are they, 2-point favorites or something like that? 2.5-point favorites, which I still think is one of the more asinine point spreads of the NBA playoffs. But, like, they're probably 3.5 with Kevin Durant. And I think they win the game because Kevin Durant has been in Game 7s. Kevin Durant has gone toe-to-toe with legendary players, Steph Curry, LeBron James, all throughout his playoff career. Now, for the regular season, it's a little bit different because Kevin Durant, as great as he is in the playoffs, one of like the all-time scorers in league history, the guy is 37 years old and he's dealing with injuries. Like, he's going to get hurt at some point this regular season. You can probably bank on that. Not wishing that it happens, but it's just likely to happen given the fact that he's in his age 37 season. Now, that might hurt them in terms of like regular season wins, but as long as they get him healthy to the playoffs, I think the betting market has this right to where I believe Houston is the second most likely team to win the Western Conference, barring any other, like, let's see what other teams do, like in free agency and the draft or whatever. There could be trades down the pipeline. But right now, as currently constructed, what we have to work with, Houston's definitely the second most likely team, in my opinion. And I think that, like, from a win total standpoint, you're probably talking 53, 54. It's probably in that range. It's going to be pretty damn high because they won a lot of games this year and they just added Kevin bleeping Durant. I just think that it's an opportunity to actually bet the under on the win total, but buy them come postseason because KD in a playoff environment really, really thrives and now has a young, really talented defensive roster behind him. And that team is massive too. Like, they're a big team. So I like them a lot in the playoffs. I like them against anybody other than OKC, at least right now, before we see what teams do in free agency coming up next month.
Yeah, I want to see what the win total is. I like that thought. And I think I said this, when we were talking about last week. If Durant goes to Miami or San Antonio or Houston, we were both like, he needs to go to Houston. Like, the other options don't even make sense for Kevin Durant. And he ends up going to Houston in a deal that makes sense for the Rockets, at least. I don't know how much sense it makes for the Suns, but who cares? They're in like the basketball wilderness now. We don't have to talk about them really in terms of winning a championship. And they better get someone really good at 10 overall. And maybe they have something else in the works before Wednesday night. Yeah. We shall see.
Malo Watch is available.
Well, I said the kind of the same thing, which was, Houston could enter the postseason next year, and they were the 2 seed this year. Say the Rockets are the 5 seed next year, the 6 seed. I will blindly, assuming health for Durant, and obviously you want Şengün to be healthy, and especially Amen Thompson, who I think is kind of the key to all of this for the Rockets, is Amen Thompson. If they're all healthy, I'm going to like the 6 seed Rockets next year way more than I liked the 2 seed Rockets this year. Where going into that series, remember after the final day of the regular season when the Warriors lost to the Clippers in that overtime game? And the Warriors got knocked into the play-in where they had to play Memphis? And everyone's like, oh my God, like the sky's falling for Golden State. And I said, no, like the Warriors actually won. Like they won. Because they're going to kill Memphis, because Memphis can't beat good teams, and then they're going to beat Houston in the 2-7. It's exactly what happened, right? Because of course they were going to beat the Rockets. Who was scoring for the Rockets in crunch time? Well, you fix the problem. Now you've got Kevin Durant. Now, I don't know if I could go as far as you, Femi, to say They're definitely the second most likely team behind OKC. I think you really need. I think Amen Thompson's the key to all of it. I think if he hits his ceiling this year, or at least takes the next step, I actually think which doesn't mean that he should have the ball in his hands at the ends of games, like Durant should, obviously. Mm-hmm. I think his ceiling is to be the best player on the Rockets next year. And if that happens, look out. Like, they could beat OKC if that happens.
Think about how big they are. Like Amen Thompson's 6'7".
Dude, he's ridiculously good. Like, we have Reed Shepherd. Reed Shepherd's giving you nothing.
Cam Whitmore, they haven't really got a whole lot of him.
Dude, they have so many. Like, this trade was preposterous for the Suns to make this deal with Houston.